Start for Glory, episode 115. We are 48 hours away from the grandest stage of them all, the showcase of the Immortals, Wrestling Super Bowl, WrestleMania. As we all know, WrestleMania was a double nighter, so here on Start for Glory, it took us about 2 nights to gather our thoughts and give you our review. Unfortunately, Young Smooth couldn't make it for this, but it's perfectly fine. Our goal here is just to review and cover wrestling, whether it's just one of us or both of us. You're still going to get wrestling content, wrestling reviews. But before all that, time for introductions. I'm Enigma V4, and this is WWE WrestleMania 38 review. So, to review this match, I honestly want to say that Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin wasn't anything like, oh, definitely a top 5 match, a top 10 match. For me, the highlight of this was the Drew McIntyre being the first ever guy to kick out of the End of Days. I know there are some people that think Baron Corbin's boring or mid or anything like that, but we all can't lie that the man really does have a kick-ass finisher. And on top of that, one moment, guys. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, Baron Corbin has definitely one of the coolest looking finishers in the End of Days. And no one really touches upon that Baron Corbin's finisher is definitely one of those protected moves, similar to Kenny Omega's One-Winged Angel. So to see, Drew McIntyre being the first guy in history to ever kick out of that move, that was something noteworthy. It's not something you can just go, whatever, nothing impressive. That's somewhere noteworthy. Even though the match was a Baron Corbin match, as Baron Corbin as you can get. One moment, guys. Car pass. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, there wasn't like really much I can go off of on this match. But congrats for Drew on getting his match, his WrestleMania win. Kind of sad to see him go from WWE title match to match with Happy Corbin. Next match is for the Smackdown Tag Titles. The Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Honestly, this was another match that I didn't have high expectations on, and I understand that Rick Boogs got injured here. But first and foremost, Shinsuke Nakamura is a world-class talent. The man is really good, and I understand that Rick Boogs got injured, and it's probably the ref or someone had to notify Shinsuke. I still think Shinsuke should have at least gotten like 6 to 8 minutes worth of fighting the Usos by himself, and then he eventually caves into the numbers advantage, and then you guys can hit the super kicks and the splash and then the 3D or the 1D. Next match is The Miz and Logan Paul versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Personally, for this match, because Bad Bunny had set the bar high for future celebrity matches, I understand Logan Paul has some form of amateur wrestling background. But this was, for me at least, my average WrestleMania match for a celebrity. I didn't expect anything grand. I didn't expect them to really shine, especially because, it's Logan Paul. He has some form of background. The idea of celebrities coming and putting in an effort to be good at this, like Bad Bunny or I'm not gonna say Johnny Knoxville because I'll get to that. But like Bad Bunny, and I hope future celebrities, whether it's Hugh Jackman or Snooki if she ever came back and did another WrestleMania match, I want celebrities to do WrestleMania matches, not win all the time, but above all else, actually put in the work because most of these celebrities are just here for paydays, and that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for wrestling. I'm not here to see Logan Paul because he's Logan Paul. I want to see Logan Paul because he can wrestle. But 99% of celebrities can't wrestle and they're just there for the appearance or the publicity. But honestly, this match was nothing too crazy. I talked to Smooth about this. I talked to some of my friends about this, and we were just joking about why does this match feel like it's 99% Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, and the 1% was just like Dominic and Logan Paul having their moments. Dominic and Logan had them. Match itself, it felt like it was Rey versus Miz. But anyways, congrats on Logan Paul and Miz winning. I know that this wasn't a mandatory thing. I will say though that Logan Paul should have at least gotten like help getting up from the skull crushing finale, because the dude basically got skull crushing finale, got up after 10 seconds as if he was Austin Aries, no selling the move. And I understand, like maybe the skull crushing finale is not a dangerous or hard hitting move that you could believe, like, oh yeah, knocked him out. But still, it's a finisher. Like, sell it, just something. Logan Paul gets hit with it and gets up after a couple seconds. The next match is for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. So in this match, a lot of my friends, a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on Instagram and TikTok and other social media platforms that you can find us on, a lot of people love this match. I personally liked this match. It was good. The match was great, but for me, there was a story. Maybe I was reading the wrong story, because to me, this wasn't mainly about the women's title. The idea of, oh, I beat so and so and said time would make you want to beat them in a faster record. So I was all for Bianca Belair still winning, but beating Becky in 20 seconds. Because I understand that now Bianca is women's champion. Congratulations to her. But technically, Becky can still ride that high horse of, well, I beat you in like 25 seconds. Maybe I'm reading the wrong story, but that was just me. Match was great though. I always love seeing Bianca do a 450. It definitely should be a WrestleMania thing. So hopefully that keeps up. Like, it's a tradition thing. Bianca always has to go for the 450 only at WrestleMania. Maybe on SummerSlam on rare occasions. But congratulations to our new Raw Women's Champion. Our next match now is for the Smackdown Women's Championship, featuring Charlotte Flair versus Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Honestly, this match felt sloppy. It looked sloppy in the final 5 minutes. I'm one of those people that believe that there should be no ref bumps. There should be no interference at WrestleManias. Like, every match should go like down the line. I know I'm fine with like heels doing basic heel stuff, like feet on the ropes, grabbing the tights, eye gouging, all that stuff. Perfectly fine. But I just don't think that there should be a ref bump or interference in WrestleMania matches. WrestleMania matches are strictly between two people. That's how they create their moment. Actually, WrestleMania moments can only be between two people or a tag team, or if it's a triple threat or a fatal four. But as long as there's no interference, that match you see on the match card, that's those people's WrestleMania moment. All right, but yeah, honestly, I was not a fan of this match at all. especially with the whole idea of like it looked like Charlotte was trying to shoot fight Ronda, and it just didn't look pretty. Ronda looked like she was trying to wrestle. Charlotte looked like she was trying to fight. Um, the ending looked confusing, and Charlotte wins with a big boot. Charlotte wins with a big boot that, she wins off of big boots maybe once every like 2 years or something. Because I think she won the SmackDown Women's title from Becky Lynch with the big boot at Money in the Bank. But yeah, it's just rare to see her win with said big boot. But I guess they couldn't have Ronda tapping, so they just used the big boot move. Sorry guys that I'm not like really into this match. It's just this was really all over the place. I just don't know what to say about this match. And on top of that, I will say though, Charlotte hit a really good spear on that ref. I don't know how you bumping into someone can transition into a spear, but sure. I don't know how that happens, but pretty impressive. I can't even lie to you about that. It was a really impressive spear. Okay, time for the next match. One moment, guys. Gonna sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Time for the next match. We're going to keep this going with the women. It is Queen Zelina and Carmella, the defending Raw what, women's tag team champions, versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan versus Natalia and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team championships. Um, I'm very mixed about this, honestly. Like I liked this match because everyone got to show off their moments. Charlotte, not Charlotte, Sasha finally breaks her losing streak. It's just there were too many teams in this, honestly. There were way too many teams. I don't know why Shayna and Natalia got involved. I understand that Rhea and Liv were like the most random tag team pairing, but I think they had like the most wins over the tag champs. Where it was like one was a regular, one was a one-on-one, and then they just kept recycling of like the winner and losers between those matches. So for me, it just felt so weird. It felt strange for all these other tag teams like Rhea and Liv. All right, they've beaten the tag champs a lot of times. Naomi and Sasha Banks, they kind of just called it. They kind of just said, "Hey, we're challenging the tag champs." I don't know how that was supposed to transition. I don't know what was like the build for that because if it was like everyone's gunning for the tag titles, I think that there should have been like more things involved. Like have like backstage segments where the teams are attacking each other. Like they're really fighting for those tag titles. I wasn't like there wasn't really anything much of that. It was like your average matches and then I have three viewers. It was your average matches and then it was just WrestleMania was a thing. Which, it was enjoyable. I liked WrestleMania. I liked this tag match. But Endgame, congratulations, Sasha Banks, on ending the streak and Naomi for holding a title for the first time since I want to say 2016 or 17. All right. Also, remember, guys, whenever Talk for Glory does coverings or predictions, how we're going to talk about matches is not how we saw it on the match card. So we're just going in our order. So the next match is the New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. This was a squash match that they tried to not make it look like a squash match. It was like ding, 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 bro kick, and then New Day fought back for a bit, and then it was like Trouble in Paradise like 30 seconds after, and then they were fighting again, and then I think Butch got involved. Yeah, no, I definitely can't say it. I can't say Butch with confidence. Like, I want to facepalm. Pete Dunne got involved. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. The Bruiserweight. The former longest reigning NXT UK champion. Yeah, Pete Dunne got involved, I think, and then Ridge Holland and Sheamus won the match. I don't know where this group is going. Are they going for the tag titles? Is Sheamus finally going to become Grand Slam? Is he finally going to win the IC? Like, what's going on here? All right, time for the next match. It is Jackass featuring Sami Zayn. I know what the screen says, Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn, but this was Jackass featuring Sami Zayn. This was just another part of the Jackass movie. This was the bloopers of Jackass. This wasn't a match. This was literally like a movie scene. Maybe it was a trailer. Johnny Knoxville beats Sami with the cast of Jackass. It's not even Johnny Knoxville versus Sami. It's Jackass versus Sami Zayn. I liked, the zaniness, the cartoon stuff. This was the Wild Coyote versus the Roadrunner to me, because everything was so cartoony here. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate cartoony. I was perfectly fine with this match. I just could not look at it as a wrestling match. It was Jackass. It was a scene from Jackass. The props, the people, everything. The ref may as well have been the cameraman for Jackass in this match. And honestly, I don't know where Sami Zayn goes with this. Johnny Knoxville does whatever Johnny Knoxville does. He gets to sleep at night knowing he beat Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. And time to segue into our next match. The match that no one asked for. Bobby Lashley versus Omos. Yeah, I got nothing for this match too, honestly. Omos is so green. I don't know how Bobby Lashley was able to pull it just passes the threshold of decent match. This is the Great Khali if Khali wasn't that good, like at all good. There is probably, if it weren't for Omos's height, if he was just maybe 6 feet at average, like 6'2", they would not put him in this match. He would be doing. Why didn't they put Omos in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? That would have been like his spot where he can thrive. Oh, the immovable object, the unstoppable Omos wins the Battle Royal. Whoop-de-doo. I don't care that you need it on. I don't care that you need him at WrestleMania. If you need him so bad, put the Andre Memorial Battle Royal on WrestleMania. Put it on the pre-show. That 1 hour, 2 hour recap of every storyline that's going to happen tonight was not necessary. You could have splashed in the IC US and the Andre Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. People that won matches on Friday can't say I had a WrestleMania moment. Can you imagine Zack Ryder winning the IC title on Friday instead of at WrestleMania? And it's like, oh, it's a part of WrestleMania weekend. That's not a WrestleMania moment. You got a Friday Night Smackdown moment. But honestly, I don't know what Bobby Lashley can do. He's already great. He's established. He's a made man. I guess he's just going to be there for putting over people. Because at this point, what else can Bobby Lashley do? He's won the IC. He's won the US. He's won the WWE. What do you guys want to do? Give him a tag team with Omos? That's what you guys want to do? But honestly, Omos, is very green. Probably should have went to NXT if you really needed him that bad. But other than that, without a shadow of a doubt, Omos should not have had a match. It should have just been Andre Memorial Battle Royal, which is basically where all the 24/7 guys are. But on the better matches, RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy in one of the funnest matches I've ever watched at WrestleMania. Tag team matches, of course. I am a huge fan of tag team wrestling. I love every second of it. And like me and Young Smooth talked about it on our previous video, on our predictions, where we were talking about how are they going to do the triple threat thing? Is it one person from each team? I'm so glad that they did do it that way. I love watching um them do it that way where wait one moment guys, it looks like my audio is acting up. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I loved all of this match. It really showed out Chad Gable's athleticism. If this was maybe 2015, 2016, where American Alpha was on the rise, I can without a shadow of a doubt imagine them also as singles competitors where I would hope Jason Jordan would do good by himself. But above all else, Chad Gable would be amazing doing singles action. Like if we got this Chad Gable in like 2016 to 2019, I think he would be maybe a two-time US or IC champion. That would be me. I could definitely see Chad Gable with either one of those titles. One moment, guys. Okay. But yeah, I could definitely see that. I can definitely see, I can without a shadow of a doubt see Chad Gable being a former or current US or IC champion. Personally, I'm surprised he has yet to win singles gold. I think him winning singles gold is a long time overdue. Montez Ford showing us every day why he should be a singles competitor. That those frog splashes, those hops, those everything. Montez Ford is just the absolute future. I hope Angelo Dawkins is good too by himself, but right now I really want to see Montez Ford by himself. RK Bro is great as always. The RKO by Matt Riddle, totally unexpected. I thought Matt Riddle was just a mark for Randy, but who knew that he can hit RKOs just as good as Randy? And then Randy hitting his own RKO, saying, hey, kid, this is how the OG does it. So, congrats to RK Bro on retaining their tag titles. All right. Time for the next match. The segment that turned into a match, no DQ, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. This was a straight up fight. I loved this. Not as in like, oh, you definitely earns a main event or something. But, it was a fight. A fight nonetheless that I enjoyed from top to bottom. And this is probably one of Stone Cold's better moments. I don't want to say matches because I'm pretty sure if this was prime Steve Austin, we would have gotten just a whole bunch of hell raising. Kevin Owens definitely has to be one of the most professional guys to work with. And to technically say Kevin Owens has main evented at WrestleMania, that's great. I think a lot of people have that in their bucket list. I thought that this was going to be a battle of the stunners, who can hit it the hardest. And then on top of that, Owens getting hit with the stunner, the love that he was selling. I thought that they would allow blood, but unfortunately they didn't. We always got to keep things PG. But, for what it was worth, I loved Stone Cold versus KO. Didn't know I needed this match. I don't think I needed it, but it was good having it. Thank you, Stone Cold, for giving us one last match. Don't pull a Shawn Michaels and give us another match. Well, not another, but give us a match that we're going to regret seeing. Our quarter main event match, Edge versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. This was a very technical match. First let's address the elephant in the room. With AJ bleeding on the side of his face, that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird that AJ was bleeding and everyone was just talking about, whoa, what happened? Did the pyro cut him? Did something happen backstage? Just like, yeah, the AJ scratch and him bleeding, that definitely caught a lot of eyes as to thinking like, hey guys, does anyone know what happened? But yeah, this was a technical match, and who knew that Edge would be playing the technical game? I certainly didn't. This match was pretty hands-on when it comes to striking, but with Edge being technical and AJ being the high flyer, it was a mixture of up and down. It was definitely more to Edge's pace. But if these two were in maybe 2010 to 2011, we would have had probably the greatest WrestleMania match. One of the greatest WrestleMania matches. I do not take that back. But, congrats to Edge on getting this victory. The ending was kind of weird because Damian Priest just stood there, and I don't like. Realistically speaking, you just standing there isn't enough to distract me. I think like I can catch you from like the corner of my eye, and I'll be like, "Oh, you're standing right there." If Damian Priest maybe hopped on the apron, or distracted the ref, or just something, like really make your presence known, it would have made sense for like AJ to lose in the way he did. Springboard, phenomenal form, countered into the spear. It was still a badass ending. But like just looking at it from the Damian Priest side, I just thought he kind of just stood there. One moment, guys. But yeah, that was kind of weird for Damian Priest to just stand there. Like, make your presence known. And I know I said that I hate interference in WrestleMania matches because the moment belongs to you two. But since Damian Priest was there, I was just like pitching an alternative for, his presence. I would have been fine if the match had no one show up, but then Edge continues to beat up AJ, and then Damian Priest comes up and makes the save, and then he beats up AJ, and that also could have been like his moment. All right, so down to the final two matches. And I see, wait, no, not final two. Time for the next match. One moment, guys. Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. Austin Theory's, I'm going to say it, Austin Theory's is underrated. He's really good for his age. He's really good for the talent he brings. He's really good for what we see on TV. Like, we get the whole cocky heel attitude. And, I think the whole selfie thing's kind of annoying. Not like, oh, you're doing such a good heel work. It's annoying. It's just, didn't Tyler Breeze take a bunch of selfies before? And haven't we had people like be the super fan gimmick at first? Like, whenever someone like shows up and does like the, oh, I was such a huge fan of yours when I was a kid kind of thing. I always think of Mickie James and Trish, but this match was very underrated. I slept on this match. Smooth slept on this match. It showed off Pat McAfee's determination to show off what he's got in the ring. It showed off Austin Theory's position in the main roster, that he's not just a waste of space on the card. I will give you my opinions on night 1 and night 2 at the end of this, but this match was definitely one of those matches I think people will talk about, not in a Taker versus Shawn sense, but one of the, hey, if you want to see something you would probably doubt on paper, I think Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee is your game. And the athleticism of Pat is amazing. He's a former football player, turned into wrestler, turned into commentator. I think Pat should show up in wrestling every once in a blue moon. I don't think he should be showing up every WrestleMania. So, maybe WrestleManias and SummerSlams he has matches. You even have him at NXT sometimes. He can be in some War Games, or he'll just have like any other kind of like takeover matches. And then the aftermatch, who thought we would get in 2022 an impromptu match of Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon versus Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee was on the WrestleMania card, guys. Who thought we would get that? Of course, Vince McMahon had to win. But, it's funny I say that, and the commentators say that Vince has never won a WrestleMania match. So I guess I have to backtrack on that. Vince McMahon winning against Pat McAfee is just one of the funniest things. Speaking of funny, Stone Cold coming out, stunning Austin, stunning Vince. Well, tried to stun him and then successfully got it, was funny. And then stunning Pat McAfee and Stone Cold having another moment the next night while Pat is drinking his beer stunned was just a funny way to look at it. But yeah, congrats on both men in the first match. Congrats on Pat putting over Vince McMahon in 2022. And honestly, congrats to, I guess, Stone Cold. Congrats to Stone Cold Steve Austin for putting smiles on everyone's faces. All right. This is a match I've been looking forward to talk about. The returning American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus the Architect, the Drip God, Seth Rollins. Before I get in on this, I looked on Twitter, I looked on Instagram, I looked on TikTok, I looked on all social medias you can find us, and I was laughing at the Cody disrespect. I'm no top 3 Cody Rhodes superfan. I enjoy Cody Rhodes. I have seen it since day one. So do not take this as me being Cody Rhodes' knight in shining armor. But if Cody Rhodes is a traitor to AEW, what is AJ Styles to TNA? What is Adam Cole to Ring of Honor? What is Kenny Omega to New Japan Pro Wrestling? What is Shinsuke to New Japan Pro Wrestling? What is Johnny Gargano to the Indies? What is Seth Rollins to ROH? There are a lot of indie guys that went to WWE and they weren't deemed traitors. What is Drew McIntyre, Drew Galloway? What is he? He went to the Indies and came back. There was nothing wrong with what Cody did. He is not a traitor. I'm someone that believes in freelancing and wrestling, but that's not the world we live in. But Cody Rhodes is not a traitor. Because, again, AJ built TNA. Adam Cole built Ring of Honor. Kenny Omega built New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, of course, I don't mean that in the literal sense, but there was a time and place where when you heard of these companies, you thought of those men. And where did they go? Kenny went to AEW. AJ and Adam Cole went to WWE. But they weren't deemed traitors. Or turned their backs. Or lied. Or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with making a life-changing decision. But time to get back to the real topic. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. First, I love seeing Seth come out in the Rick drip, as I told my friends, with his outfit looking very reminiscent to Ric Flair WrestleMania 24. So now and forever, it will be deemed the Rick drip. The pyro going off, the coming from underground, hearing Kingdom. All I could say is welcome back, Cody Rhodes, to the WWE. Actually, no. I can't say like that. Welcome to the big leagues, bitch. That's how I can say it. Seth said it best. I like Cody, but that was the best way I've ever seen someone welcome someone back. But as for the match, it was personally match of the night for me. Cody versus Seth was match of the night. I am hoping for Seth Rollins to be a WWE champion by the end of this year. He's done so much outside of the title scene that I just think he needs to cap it off with a title win. And as for the Cody Rhodes is the guy to beat Roman, let's wait and see. Let's not just place a label on him just yet. One of my favorite spots in the match definitely had to be the crossroads into the rolling elbow and then the crossroads. Just, oh man, very, very I miss you, Dusty of Cody. And as for my favorite moments from Seth, I always like watching Seth hit that pedigree. And to do it at WrestleMania, on the night where Triple H comes out, welcomes everyone to WrestleMania, and retires, I think that pedigree was a secret thank you, Triple H. But, congratulations on Cody Rhodes on getting your win. Welcome back to WWE. Seth, you are one of the greatest in WWE. So I hope to see these guys face again for a championship. Speaking of championships, it's time for the main event. So first off, I want to tell everyone thank you for tuning in to Talk for Glory. I know it's just me for right now. But remember, Talk for Glory isn't just myself or just Young Smooth. It's the both of us. Smooth will be in our next video. But for you guys that want to get in contact with us via our social medias, you can find myself at Enigma_V4_. Young Smooth at Young Smooth TFG. My Instagram is Enigma_V4. My TikTok is the exact same. So Enigma_V4. We have a Discord that you guys can join. We would love to talk to everyone that views this. We also have Spotify that we are going to be getting back into, where we'll also be uploading audios from, YouTube to there. So it's a work in progress for that as well. Also, if you guys don't already and you follow us on Twitter, this episode of Talk for Glory is also being streamed to Twitter. So if you're not on YouTube, you can also catch us on Twitter with these as well. But time for the main event. Winner takes all, title for title, the Beast, Brock Lesnar. God damn it. One moment, guys. Car passing. Sorry about that, guys. That's a lot of traffic near me. But guess I'll have to redo that introduction. Winner takes all, title for title. The Beast, the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar versus, as I like to do my Will Ospreay introductions, I'm going to have fun doing this. The longest reigning Universal Champion, the 2022, not 2022, 2021 Superstar of the Year for Talk for Glory, yours, mine, ours, Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. So I know this match felt like something you would sim in 2K22, where each guy has multiple finishers, and that's what it kind of felt like. Superman punch, Germans and spears through the barricade. I think Roman got hurt, so they had to cut the match short. But honestly, it was decent. It was a Brock Lesnar match, just like how Drew versus Baron was a Baron Corbin match. This was the Brock match of a finisher spam, and congratulations to Roman Reigns on becoming the first ever WWE/Universal Champion. I understand we've had a Universal Champion before, but not Universal, a undisputed champion before, but now with the Universal title. So to me, it's a new thing. What happens now? Who's next? Personally, I think Cody is the guy, but with rumors of Roman Reigns having to relinquish the Universal Championship possibly, we'll have to wait and see what happens next. But I want to thank you guys again. Actually, no, before we head out. So take this with a grain of salt that we may do this. Maybe a top 5 or top 10 Triple H video will be coming out as a thank you to the game, the Cerebral Assassin, the King of Kings. A thank you to Triple H in his matches. Definitely a Hall of Fame worthy career. Hopefully he goes in by himself. I know he's already in with DX. He's earned it. He's earned the legacy. He's earned every praise, every clap, every cheer. He's earned it all. Thank you, Triple H. And honestly, thank you anyone that watches this video. I understand that it's late. We've kind of been doing some of these videos a bit late. But thank you for always watching Talk for Glory. Just in case you guys didn't hear the first time, you guys can catch us on our socials at YoungSmoothTFG, Enigma_V4_. You can catch me on my Instagram and my TikToks at Enigma_V4. Again, feel free to join our Discord. We love talking to you guys. I've gotten some of your conversations via TikToks, and I love some of your wrestling contents. But, we have a lot of things coming. We have a lot of things coming for you guys. But again, for now, thank you. Thank you, everyone that watches this. Thank you, Triple H, for your amazing career. I hope everyone has a safe and great night.